The rain in Silveridge, Washington, doesn't just fall, it haunts. It's a persistent gray drizzle that blurs the line between the sky and the pavement, turning the towering Douglas firs into jagged silhouettes against a leaden sky. For 3 years, that silence was my only companion. I'm Elias Thorne, and for 1,000 days I lived in a house that felt more like a museum dedicated to a life I no longer possessed. People tell you that grief gets easier with time, but they're lying. Grief is a roommate that never pays rent. It just sits in the corner of every room, reminding you of what's missing. I had kept Clara's favorite book, a dog-eared copy of The Great Gatsby, on the nightstand, exactly where she left it. I had kept her half-used bottle of lavender oil in the bathroom cabinet, its scent fading a little more with every passing month. And every morning I woke up expecting to hear the hum of the hairdryer or the scent of burnt toast. Instead, I woke up to the sound of my own heartbeat, loud and hollow in a house built for two. I spent those 3 years in a state of suspended animation. I was a prominent contract lawyer, a man who built his life on the solid foundation of logic and fine print. But there was no logic in Clara's disappearance. On a random Tuesday in 2023, she had gone out to buy groceries and simply never came back. No struggle, no blood, no ransom, just an empty space in the driveway where her car should have been. Then the doorbell rang. It wasn't a frantic knock or a desperate pounding. It was a calm, rhythmic chime, the sound of a guest who knew they were welcome. When I opened the door, the air left my lungs. There stood Clara. She looked exactly the same chestnut hair, the same piercing green eyes. But she was wearing a camel hair coat I didn't recognize, expensive and tailored. She looked at me, not with shame or fear, but with a terrifyingly casual smile. "Hi, Elias," she said, as if she'd just been out for milk. "I've had my fun. I'm ready to be a wife again." Before we go deeper into this story, take a second and hit that subscribe button, give this video a like, and let us know where you're watching from. I'm curious to know how far these stories travel. This is Family Secrets and Revenge, and today's journey into the dark heart of a marriage is one you won't soon forget. I didn't move. My boots felt like they were nailed to the hardwood floor. I looked for a suitcase, a bag, some sign of a struggle, but she held only a designer clutch. She stepped past me before I could even process the words. The scent of her perfume, sandalwood and something metallic, filled the foyer. It was a scent that used to mean home, but now it felt like a chemical spill. "Elias, you've redecorated," she said, walking into the living room and running a finger over a leather armchair I'd bought 6 months ago.